come in. And, whether you've been listening for years now or you just hear the radio show for the first time, it's really connecting with people, Dr. Chris, because people want to be healthy and well. And, when you start asking people, what do you want? Well, they want to feel good. They want to be healthy. They want to be well and want to see their lives transformed and changed and want to be able to reach their full potential. And I love that when we start talking about these truths that people they immediately go, wow, that makes sense. And so we get to see lives changed and transformed every day. Now our number is 877-778-6978, and that's going to get you in contact with one of our 3 offices. I'm Dr. Rick Royston in Plano. We have Dr. Chris Kordick here tonight. He is in McKinney. And we have Dr. Aaron Wall, who is in Fort Worth. And so when you call in, you're going to get in contact with one of our 3 offices. We're going to get you scheduled for an appointment to come in and get your nervous system checked and to see how we can help you. But today what we want to do is we're going to continue just answering some common questions that we get from patients and from people that we meet all the time. It's interesting when you're a chiropractor, people really have some unique questions for you.
Yeah.
I kind of make a joke. I always say, well, I'm glad I wasn't a proctologist. When people start asking me these questions. But we're just going to kind of walk through some Q&A stuff and hopefully give you some information that you can take with you and start applying. And if there really is one thing, we want you to understand that your body's designed to heal and to be well. That God placed an amazing capacity for that inside of you. But just take one thing that you hear today and start applying that. Just one thing. Your life is going to be better. Your life is made up of small steps, small decisions that we make every moment that add up to these big either moments of being healthy and well or being sick and diseased, on medication, stuck in a hospital. So I know right now you're listening and you want to be healthy and well. So please take these things to heart and make the call.
Yeah, and so I just want to start tonight by just sharing with you, what we do. And really everything that we do in our office is about removing an interference that's in your body that's not allowing your body to heal correctly. Okay, and we start by looking at the nervous system because we know that the brain and spinal cord is what controls all life, function, vitality. It's what controls everything in the body. It's a very simple process. The brain sends information down the spine, goes out the nerves, feeds life into your heart, feeds life into your kidneys, to your pancreas, to your arms to make them move. Everything happens through that process. So the spine is supposed to be in a specific position. It's supposed to be straight from front to back, and it's supposed to have some curves from the side. And so when it's not in that position, your body's not going to heal correctly. And Dr. Rick, I don't know, do you see many people that come in with a perfectly positioned spine?
There are not too many of them.
Yeah, so it almost doesn't exist.
Right.
There is a few unicorns out there that come in that have a perfect spine, but most people don't. And when you don't have a spine that's in the right position, even just millimeters of twist or shift, it starts to put pressure to the neurology of your body. And now the ANS, the anatomical nervous system, doesn't function correctly. It doesn't work like it's supposed to work. And so what we do is we make sure that those bones get stacked up correctly again, that housing, that encasing of the spinal cord, your most important organ in your entire body. We make sure that that is in the right position so your body can function and heal and have vitality, and you can live a long, healthy life without having dysfunction and symptoms and diseases and, constantly worried about the next medication you're going to have to take, or when's the next time your back's going to get thrown out, or when's the next headache, when's the next constipation that you have. We don't want you to spend your whole life worrying about that. We want you to know that you're doing things proactively for your health. And in order to do that, you have to make sure that the nervous system is healing from inside out. And this is why we constantly say we want your body to heal from inside out, not outside in. And the approach of most people to get well and to get healthy is to heal from outside in. This means that I get sick, I take a drug, or I take something that I'm going to put inside of my body because I think that's going to heal me. But understanding that God gave you everything you need inside of your body to heal, just without interference in there. So if we remove the interferences from the nervous system, if we remove interferences from the foods that you eat, that create toxicities, from the colognes and deodorants and perfumes and the cleaners and detergents and all the other things that we use in life, if we remove the interferences of not sleeping and stress, if we remove the interferences of obesity and not working out and not having proper movement in the body, when you start to do all these things, you can have a level of health that you never experienced before. But most people have no idea how well their nervous system is working. This is why it's so important to come into one of our offices and get checked out. Myself, I'm Dr. Chris Kordick. I'm in McKinney. Dr. Rick Royson is in Plano, and Dr. Aaron Walls in Fort Worth. So if you're close to any of those locations, call the number. It's 877-778-6978. That's 877-778-6978. When you call in, it's $40 over the phone. That's going to cover your initial exam and consultation. So anything we need to do, any testing we need to do is all covered with that $40. If we need to take any x-rays, that's an additional fee. We'll go through that with you if need be. And then we get the process going for you. You know, the process of coming into our office, Dr. Rick, is pretty awesome, right? You're gonna come in. We're going to figure out, what's going on. So the whole first appointment is about figuring out, okay, here's what's happened in your history. Here's your complaints. Here's your health goals. Here's how do we need to address this, right? So what is actually the problem? Let's figure it out. And so we take, proper testing, proper x-rays if we need to. And then we will start getting the ball rolling for you. We'll start putting a plan together as far as how long it's going to take for you to get your spine moving in the right direction, for you to get your health back under control. And, over the first couple months, it's typically a little more intense. And then we put you in a position where now you're in a wellness care. And now all you got to do is continue to manage it and take care of it. It's really that simple. Guys, it's a quality of life that you probably never experienced before if you haven't been into one of our offices. So please make the call. Don't hesitate to do that.
And everything is just about the effort that you put into it. And, too many times we wait until there's a major crisis. And if you're in that situation, we want to help you at that time too. But why not start earlier? Why not wait? Do things before you get to that point. Taking care of your health and building health is a lifelong process. We have to make sure that we're on top of that. From day one. Even.
Yeah.
A lot of times, just my kids help put everything into perspective and wanting them to live a long, healthy life and avoid some of the things that I went through. And so, we raise our kids, a little bit differently, Dr. Chris, than most people do. But even like we did a 5K on Thursday, and then we did another one on Saturday. And my 8-year-old ran with me. And, a lot of times people are like, wow, you made your 8-year-old run? I'm like, no, he wanted to. He wants to exercise. He wants to be healthy because we talk about health a lot and the way he eats and those things. But at the end of the run on Saturday, there was these 2 big hills to finish it off. And we were running, and he was like, I want to beat my time that I did on Thursday. And I was like, well, you're going to have to run harder. And he's like, but there's 2 hills at the end. And I said, yeah, and what most people do, and I said, this is just like in life. When we come to an obstacle, we slow down. Mm-hmm. And we look at that and go, wow, I have to climb that hill or that mountain, or I've got to get over this hurdle. Like, we see it that way. And I said, most people slow down. I said, if you want to be successful at this, and this is all in like a 10-second conversation right up the hill. But I said, you have to run hard up that hill. You got to attack it. And it was cool because I wanted to see what he would do. He had a choice to make. He could either just keep going at his pace, he could stop and walk, or he could sprint. And he just started sprinting and took off. And he's like, runs up this hill. And he gets to the top of it. And then I was watching his face, and I could just see, he's like, oh, there's another hill. And he's like, man, another one. And I said, yeah, what, life's like that. Sometimes, but you made it to the top, and now, you just give everything that you've got. And so he takes off sprinting up this last hill, and he finishes, and he cut time off of his previous time, and he was like so excited. But that story to say that we all have these moments where we can choose to press in, to work hard, to go after something, or you can back off and fall into the path of least resistance, or go into old habits, or do what you've always done as you've done it before, but you're going to get the same result. If you want something, you have to decide, what is it worth to get that? Am I willing to put in the effort? Am I willing to put in the work? Am I willing to pay the money? Because we say time and money are really the reasons people don't take care of their health. Really, money is it.
Yeah.
Time is one of those things you can always figure that out. But the reason people don't start to take care of their health is because they think that it's going to cost too much. There is never enough money that you could put into being healthy that would equate to what it's going to cost you to be sick.
Yep.
It costs way more to be sick. It made way more money, way more energy, more effort, more time. So please see that as an investment and start early and take care of your health as soon as possible. But it's about those choices. And I was reading this devotion the other day, and it was, I can't even remember who it was, but somebody that's really big and like the kind of a big pastor across the world. And he said, I just decided at some point that I was going to make